Hello everyone, Soon. Welcome to another mod overview, this time on Memory Cleaner. A mod that simply focuses on cleaning memory to make things a bit easier and considers this while you're exploring the world, I guess. So what it does is it automatically calls a certain thing to free up memory due to the fact that a specific thing can freeze your game for a short period. The mod watches the player movement and starts to clean up your RAM after the player stays idle for a while. So yeah, now I don't know if this means anything towards like minimaps that have tracked your progress of where you've been, or chunks that have been loaded that you've previously been in or exited or whatever. I don't know if it changes anything at all. I'm pretty sure it's just a memory thing for like leftover stuff. I'm not sure in particular though, but either way. So you also have a command besides the consideration of that, and it also doesn't affect your JVM or Java Virtual Machine sort of memory here. So it's got nothing to do with how much you've allocated or this and the other. It's just doing things from other aspects, I'm pretty sure. You will also notice when being idle that it'll have a chat message here saying it's cleaning it, and then obviously it'll say it's done. You can use a command to pretty much do it on a whim, instead of it just being in that you just wait until you're idle. So you can see it'll present the same information there. So that's a way you can approach it instead of just waiting for it. So it doesn't include JVM arguments, as you can see there. If you don't want the game to freeze when cleaning memory, you should try these. Okay, sorry, it doesn't affect that one, that aspect of the argument, I assume. Not the other ones, it probably does. So that's probably what I was missing there. Enable such and such so that your game will not freeze during the cleans. Should be found in the launcher. Okay, so if you know how to approach the launcher, I'm obviously using multi-MC here, so it's not really gonna be the same as the regular launcher, but if you know where to search that, then you can. I don't think I got it in the logs here, do I? No, I have to search it under settings here, don't I? Yep, so let's see. Java, yep, so I'd be setting it here, pretty much, compared to like those aspects there. I'd be setting it in here, and with the regular launcher to be in pretty much a similar place, where it's like got this particular sort of approach of like you've got the X's and then the certain few numbers and such. For those who've probably come across in that, changing the actual amounts here, basically your minimum and maximum, except that it's more in this form, then you'll probably know what I'm talking about, compared to obviously now you can add a few other ones that can assist with that, hopefully. But if you don't want to go about it in this approach, you do have a config to cover other aspects, I guess, or sort of change, I guess, the approach of it cleaning in a way. So obviously this is just under configs, of course, right here, under here, and if you go through resource packs, open it up, here, and go straight down to it, you'll find it there. And yeah, so you've got aspects such as clean on join, so whether to clean memory immediately when joining a world. Don't know if that would be like every time, I assume it is, whether it's like your first time on the server or just regular times you're logging in or joining the server. This disrespects min interval. This is set to false. A minimum time of minimum interval has to pass before the memory can be cleaned for the first time. So you can true or false set that if you do or don't want it enabled. It's obviously enabled by default. I'm assuming this mostly applies to servers, not single player worlds, but it probably could in this case. It's doing certain intervals. Otherwise, you've got aliases for memory cleaning command. If you want to add multiple, you can. So I'm assuming if you want a shortened form of it, like /cm or something else maybe, for example. I'm not sure how you present that exactly. If your RAM usage goes above a certain percentage, so 85 is the sort of default there. If you want to lower it and maybe have it do it more often, or whatever sort of threshold or level of or range, you can set it accordingly. Memory cleaning will start regardless of player activity, but it still respects min interval. Set to 100 to disable the feature, or 0 to ignore player activity at any time, pretty much. So anything from 1 to 99, it basically consider it. So yeah, you got maximum time in seconds between the memory cleaning. So you know how to set that up in seconds, not ticks, and you can do that. Otherwise, if this amount of time has passed since the last cleaning, a forced memory cleaning will start regardless of player activity. Set to a larger number to effectively disable forced cleaning. Do not set this lesser than the interval aspect there, which seems to be 300 here. So if that's at 300, you don't want to put this at, say, 299 or something. You want to put maybe this lower and then this still somewhat higher, for the maximum, of course, being what it is. So yeah, which makes sense for setting minimum, maximum values of stuff. Otherwise, you got the minimum idle time, which is when the player is inactive, like I am here, sort of just waiting, even if I'm in obviously I'm in options, but if I was just sitting here, then yeah. And then obviously it's the amount of time in seconds that you're idle that it will do things, which is 30 seconds by default, and that's now done its thing on the 30-second mark. And yeah, obviously you can set up whether you want the message to let you know or not in chat, so you can completely disable that if you find that annoying or don't need to see the information. Thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.